Hello and welcome back to Cars of Glasgow, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2019 BMW M4 Competition. So stay tuned for this video. So the M4 Competition package is the first significant upgrade to the M3/M4 range since the car was launched in early 2014. It is available in all models such as the M3 Saloon, M4 Coupe and Convertible. And the package brings more power, suspension components, new wheels and mild styling revisions, along with additional equipment. So the M4 uses a 3 litre straight-six twin turbocharged engine, but with the competition pack, the power has been boosted by 19 brake horsepower to 444 brake horsepower, and the torque is unchanged at 406 pound-feet of torque. The 0 to 60 times of the M4 and M3 vary depending if you get the manual or the DCT. If you go for the dual clutch 7-speed transmission, the car reaches 0 to 62 miles per hour in 4 seconds flat. However, a manual convertible would require 4.5 seconds to reach 0 to 62 as well. All cars are limited to a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Power is sent rearwards via an active M differential, which has been retuned to improve traction, as has the dynamic stability control system. So the competition brings new springs, dampers, anti-roll bars, which represents a comprehensive overhaul of the basics car chassis. The BMW also says that the drive modes such as Comfort, Sport and Sport Plus have also been reconfigured, and adaptive dampers are now standard on the M4 Competition. The car comes with 20-inch alloy wheels that are designed to mimic the M4 GTS wheels design. They've been optimised for weight and rigidity. Got a big boot. As you can see, it's enough for many things. Look at the roof of the car. We've got a carbon fibre roof, which is there for lightness and rigidity. The only downside is you can't get a sunroof if you get the carbon fibre roof. It does make the car look pretty mean if I step back, especially from this angle. I think the car looks really good in this angle. We'll take a step inside the car. We've got, kind of state the obvious here, being the coupe, we've got the two doors. The door opens nice and wide, and the main reason for that is to allow people easy access into the rear. And as you can see, we've got nice red leather seats. We've got the M Sport stitching on the seat belt. We've got speakers on the side of the door panel here. We've got nice trim and again high quality material all throughout. We do actually have child seat isofix there. You can lift that up and slide your baby seats in if you want to take your kids on a M4 ride. Also got seats that you can put your hand through. So we jump into the driver's seat. That's where the action is. The car lights up and we've got a red start stop button. And the car comes to life. There's a traditional BMW styling in here of the F generation. We've got carbon fibre woven into the top trim here. We've got carbon fibre down in the centre console here. We've got BMW's last generation iDrive, which is no bad thing. We've got a nice rotary wheel, and it is touchscreen as well, so you can jump around anything that they might need. You hit media, etc. You've got this BMW redundant system here for heat and cold, and you can turn this as well down here for your knobs to set the temperature you want, but I have found you have to turn this, see if you want it hot, that has to be hot as well to get the hot air through. Down here we've got some cup holders, which are nice and large. Down here the Eco Pro and Comfort mode has been exchanged for individual driving settings, so that's for your throttle, but you can go through to Sport Plus. Your suspension settings, again you can have that in Sport Plus, then to Comfort, and then your handling again comes up on the LCD screen there, so you can cycle through what you fancy. You've got your parking sensors there that pop up in the middle of the iDrive system just like a normal BMW. Here we've got the funny M shifter, so hit left for drive, hit it once again for sports, left for neutral, and all the way forward and left for reverse. There is no park button in this, so to have it in park you have to leave it in reverse and then push start stop to turn the car off. got a nice M Sport steering wheel. We've got the red and blue stitching throughout the steering wheel. And the main thing to take away is this: we've got the M1 and M2 modes. These are customizable modes, so if you could have M1 for your comfort and economy driving, for example, for everyday use, and M2 you can push that and it can be the hardest setting. And as you can see up here, if I zoom in, as you can see up here, the HUD changes. So if I hit L1, M1, you get this kind of more standard, and if I push it into maximum race mode, you get the tachometer across there. So that's quite cool. The dials themselves are quite nice traditional BMW. They're not the latest ones with the anti-clockwise rev counter, however they're nice and easy to read. It's got a blend of the digital display down at the bottom along with analog gauges at the top, lit in grey, and we've got the lights here on the right hand side. Fuel gauge on the left, and on the right we've got your temperature gauge. Cycle through and you can see your miles for fuel, miles to a gallon, etc. Quite handy to leave it in range because it does drink a lot of fuel. Over on the right we've just got your standard lighting controls, full beam, side beam, all the way to the left for automatic. Fog lights, instrument to brightness, got your Harman Kardon sound system there. Which is a nice option. Door panels, nice blend of plastic and leather, nice stitching. I do like the contrast between the red and the black. We've got a nice softly damped glove box lined with the fuzzy stuff. I've also got the limited edition orange twirl, which is nice to see. The seats themselves are very supportive and firm. Got nice bolstering on the side, everything is adjustable, and I do like the fact they've got wee cutouts there. Although the lightweight sport seats do hold you firmly in place, they do have a lack of lumbar support, which means it can be quite uncomfortable over longer journeys. Otherwise, the driving position remains close to perfect on the M4 Competition. So what the M4 is like to drive. The upgraded exhaust brings a more vocal character upon startup and at idle. However, within the cabin, the soundtrack of that motor is still dominated by the synthesised engine note that pops through the speakers. With those sizable 20-inch wheels that come with the M4 Competition package, the ride does become more firm than the standard car, and tyre roar has been increased a little bit. This remains a very usable everyday car, though the ride doesn't ever become intolerable, it's just very loud on motorways and high speeds. With so much torque available, the rear wheels are very readily overwhelmed, even at low engine speeds, and even on a dry road, excluding the wet roads of Scotland. That means when you put the foot down, the car spins out almost at every corner if you put too much gas down. The solution is really to rely effectively on the stability control system or short shift through the first three gears. The twin clutch gearbox is a very effective transmission, but at times it can be juddering, especially at low speeds between first and second gear. It can provide unwanted vibrations through the car's cabin. However, you can also take control by flicking through the paddles behind the steering wheel to overcome some of this juddering. So with 444 brake horsepower, the M4 Competition rivals cars such as the Mercedes-AMG C63 Saloon Coupe, where it has 469 horsepower. It can also be seen as a cut price alternative to the Porsche 911, the standard Carrera model. These have 361 brake horsepower and are just over £16,000 less. So if you're looking for a sports car and without the prestige of a Porsche badge, it could be something to look at. The competition package carries about a £3,000 premium over the standard M4 M3 models. The competition package costs about £60,000, the M4 convertible is just about closer to 65, the M3 Saloon is about £500 cheaper than the M4 Coupe. In conclusion, the BMW M4 Competition is a significant improvement over the base model, and it represents excellent value for money. It is improved in the limit of dynamics, and it is great value for money in terms of the kit you get. However, the negative here is the ride quality has been compromised. So I just want to say thanks very much for watching Cars of Glasgow. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video on the BMW. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends. Subscribe to Cars of Glasgow below. It really means a lot. Give the video a comment if you have any questions about the car or anything you want to add. And don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Thanks very much for watching. Ciao!